Hey everybody, this is CryptoRobert and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm doing another video on CCG Mining. Why am I doing that? Because I was able to score an amazing interview with that guy, Michael Kwiecinski, their CEO. I hope I pronounced your name right, Michael. Well, it's about an hour long. We talk about a lot of different things and you're going to learn a lot, hopefully. I do want to apologize for at times the bad audio. We were on Skype, and due to internet connectivity issues, I'm in New York and Michael's in Warsaw, Poland. Some of the audio at times is a little bit not great, but overall it was a lot to learn, a lot to unpack in this video. So I hope you enjoy it, and please let me know in the comments what you think. Okay? All right, let's get going. I see you now. Yay! Can you see me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Michael. Yeah. So thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't have too much time as for now, and I was busy last day when we were set up in a call.
Right. Okay. I'll tell you what. Let me set a timer. How much time can you give me for the interview, Michael? I'll adjust my questions.
We have time. I think we just. We will try to go smoothly and not to speak too long according to just one subject, but just short questions, short answers, and if you will have some additional points to ask, you will just do it. And
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to ask you a real easy question first, Michael. First, I want to thank you for interviewing for my channel, for CryptoRobert. Everyone's going to love this interview. I guarantee it. Your last name, I can't pronounce it. Help me here.
It's actually it's Michał Kwiecinski.
Michał Kwiecinski. Now I had a couple of Polish friends growing up, so I know Michał, but
yeah.
Kwiecinski. Okay, I will just call you Michael. How's that?
Yeah. Okay. It's okay.
How did you, Michael, get into cryptocurrencies, and what got you interested in cloud mining or starting a cloud mining company?
Actually, truly speaking, first of all, when I had the opportunity to know something about cryptocurrency, it was 2011.
Wow!
So it was,
that's a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago,
in crypto space, yeah.
It was actually I was got some information about Bitcoin, and I knew that some people. And I didn't understand the whole concept of cryptocurrency, and I said, okay, whatever. And I was still doing my business in total different area. And it was like 2 years ago, maybe 2 years and a half. I was just checking what my friends doing. And I was speaking with one of my friends, and he told me, hey, I'm doing mining of cryptocurrency, and I say, hey, it's still alive? Say, yeah, of course. I say, hey, mate, but this what you are using for mining? Say, oh, I'm using GPU cards. I say, come on, GPU cards died almost a few years ago.
Yeah.
Say, no, we have new cryptocurrencies. It's called an Ethereum. We're doing it, and blah blah blah. So I decided just to check his ideas, and according to my character, I'm quite easygoing guy, so I was not thinking too much about I even didn't check anything in internet about cryptocurrency. I just, okay, you tell me like this, I will try. So when I was young, I was taking part in some programming competition, and I even got some awards in my country. And
wow,
I was so stupid about computer and programming, so I just did everything by myself. I bought GPU cards, I bought etc. I made my first mining rigs, and it was working actually.
So you actually are a programmer by background.
A lot of my friends ask me what. I'm not a programmer by background, because the studies which I finished, it's economics.
Economics, okay.
Yeah, Warsaw School of Economics.
Okay.
I'm specialist about marketing and management.
Well, to run a successful business, I can understand you'd need that background.
Yeah, but before, when I was a child, I was very interested about computer, about programming. It was Turbo Pascal Basic. It was a long time ago.
Right.
So for me, it was not so difficult, to build mining rig and to install Linux, etc., etc. Right. So after my friends asked what I'm doing in my life, and I said, okay, I started to do a new business about, I'm building a mining rigs. It was just my private investment.
Right.
And after these friends started to ask me to do the same for them.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you are doing it in office or at home or if you have only 10 or 20 mining rigs, it's enough to have maybe, I don't know, 20 square meters, etc., etc. Yeah. But when I started to build more and more, I understood that I need some special facilities. So we started to look for some warehouse, data center, where to put everything. So we found this place. And my friends wanted more and more.
Right.
And actually, truly speaking, we were doing like step by step, because first you need just to, to rent a place.
Right.
After, you need to take care about cooling, because when you have 100 pieces of mining rigs,
it gets very, very hot.
Have some special.
Let me ask you.
So we started to do it. We started to do it step by step, and after we were checking internet, we found some different ways which we were doing actually cloud mining, and we said, okay, there is no reason why we have not to do it, because actually what we are doing, we already doing cloud mining, but for our friends, because we are building mining rigs or operating ASICs, but we can do it for like worldwide. So it was the beginning of this idea, and actually we work in a long time to create website and dashboard, etc., because it took much more time than we expected.
I have to say, I want to stop you for a second. Your website is amazing. I have to say, I'm a web designer background. I know how much work it took to put that website together. It is not something you can buy off of a like a template. This is bespoke. They call it bespoke design. The whole back end is really excellent. I gotta give you guys credit for that. Great website. So,
thank you. Actually, it's I didn't have any kind of experience about websites, so it's very easy to build just general website. But when you need to work on some dashboard, sometimes it's some kind of errors. You need to all the time to change something, and all these programmers, they are doing the scripts, and the scripts are not working well in that case, and you need to check everything. It's quite difficult to do everything in short time.
And so I mean, like any website, as you know, it's a work in progress, so you're always making improvements, and I think you guys are doing really well. The only thing I'm gonna kind of bug you about, Michael, is you got to fix your LinkedIn page and your Facebook. I've gotten so many complaints privately and on my YouTube channel. It says, why isn't it Michael and his team? Why don't they have their LinkedIn profile and Facebook enabled? Because in this space, as you know, there are so many bad actors, so many scams, so much. And if there's a hint of a smell of a scam, people just run for the hills. They don't want anything to do with your company. And I'm thinking, well, that's probably just an oversight. The programmer forgot to put that in there or whatever. So what are you going to do about that? Why can you fix that?
Actually, the whole story about it.
Okay.
That when we just started, like company, we had even a phone number at website, so we were able to call directly to each employee. Like,
wow!
you can,
I could just call you up. Hey, Michael, I want to buy some cloud.
Yeah, but we were not actually. We didn't knew anything about the scale. So after that, and the same, we do this interchat. Yeah,
Right.
so everybody can chat with us.
Right.
But truly speaking, we're trying to build good relationship with our clients. But
Right.
very often, for example, if you take our competitors, they don't have web chat.
Right. Correct. Yeah. No chatting. Right.
And they don't have website not because they already tested and they saw that it was like few thousand of people per day.
Yeah.
So the same with us. Every day when we come to office after weekend, we have like thousands of people chatting with us.
Oh my goodness.
And we have like thousands of tickets.
Yeah.
So we have what we have to do. Even now, when somebody write to us, he saw that we are online and he wrote, okay, hello, how are you? I want to know something about Bitcoin mining. Tell me, explain me, etc., etc. Truly speaking, we don't have time, not because we are a bad company. No. We don't have such a big resources to explain everybody what is Bitcoin mining.
Right.
Or to make advice what mining contract is better, Zcash or Bitcoin.
Right.
The same, very often the line between our business life and our private life.
Yeah.
So truly speaking, it's very common that they're finding my Facebook or my private some social page.
Right.
And they trying to ask me, are you a paid actor? Are you Michael from company?
Yeah.
So this is a problem.
Yeah.
So because we don't want to lose our private life. So that's why
I totally understand that, Michael. Yeah.
It was my decision to delete my account, like a link to my web Facebook or my LinkedIn.
Right. One thing I can think of, Michael, is I like it when a company just drops notes on Twitter. I know a lot of companies, that's the go-to way for telling them about technical problems or new products. For example, you have a wonderful new product now I wanted to talk about. You have 1 year short-term contracts for your Bitcoin as well as your open-ended. So you could use Twitter to say, hey, everybody, we've got this great product now. Boom, it goes on Twitter and then it gets around. So that might be a way of maybe mitigating some of that having to deal with it personal one-on-one with people. Just as my personal perspective, I love Twitter. It's quick and easy to use. And I know you got a Twitter page, but it's not really like used as it could be. So from a marketing, I know you're a marketing guy, that's something that you can probably maybe do more of, a little bit more Twitter updates. That's all,
Yeah, for sure. But if you check some big companies, for example, Bitmain, they don't tweet every day. So
that's true.
Another mining company they're not tweeting every day, and it's not because actually we have a lot of things we can do better.
Right.
On Instagram every day, we can update our page also every day. We can make our blog every day, but in cryptocurrency, the time it's something, all things are changing every day, and we have every day a lot of things to do. We have some technical issues with our website, some technical issues at the center. We all the time in the rush, and for us it's much more bugs than to make updates on Twitter every day. For sure, it's
but you know what? Rather than
do better. I mean,
maybe like two tweets a month is fine if you guys are busy. Just like something when you have something to say, just say it. That's all.
Thank you for this advice. Actually, as for now, we are in a process of hiring new people.
Oh, okay,
fantastic. So I think it will be a quite good step just to make a new aim for somebody to tweet it like one time, 2 times per week.
It's just, you know, I'm coming from a business perspective too. I run a couple of e-commerce websites, and I know how I can't be by the phone. So my phone is, I have a phone number on my website, but it goes to voicemail. So if somebody leaves me a message, then that makes me say, okay, I'm going to call them back, because if they took the time to leave me a voicemail, I miss business that way. Some people only want to give people money over the phone, and I'm like, well, I know that as a business, I'm losing money off the table by not answering my phone, but I need sanity as well, because I'm a one-man shop, you know.
So, you know, actually, this is a good question, but you know, actually, we are answering by phone to everybody.
Right.
It means that, you know, every call we pick up a call.
Right.
And usually, average client, he wants to speak like 30 minutes by phone, 1 hour by phone.
Oh, tell me about it. And, I know.
Yeah, and we have like 1,000 people per day.
Yeah.
So, and everyone guy would like to talk with me, for example, with Michael, 1 hour. And I have only 24 hours per day. So,
exactly, Michael.
And
so
I don't have any idea how I can check if somebody who calling me is a, you know, a big company which would like to make a big contract for hash rate, or you know, it's some guy who just wants to check if it's profitable stuff.
So let me go back to scalability.
That's why.
Yeah. Let me go back to the scaling of the business, right? So you guys are at the point where you're ready to explode, because now you have these new 1-year contracts. I think you're really on the path to really competing with Hashflare, which I would love, because those Hashflare guys, I love them and hate them. I started with Hashflare last year when they had open-ended contracts, and then they canceled my open-ended contract. And I'm like, I was angry with them for 6 months, and I wouldn't want to give them another dollar. But when Bitcoin prices were going through the roof, you know, 15,000, 16,000, I'm like, okay, I'll give them another chance. I'll buy a 1-year contract. But now their maintenance fees are about 45%. So we're not really making a lot of money with Hashflare. And I see that your new 1-year contracts are kind of going to go head to head with Hashflare. Are you ready for that scalability as a company, Michael?
You know, as for Hashflare, we have some common business partners.
Really?
They're also based in Europe, you know, still United Europe like we do, just like physically in Poland.
Right.
And, you know, as for this open-ended contract, 1-year contract, it was for sure their business decision. But I think very often, especially you don't know how we will have tomorrow. So maybe, you know, the whole concept is to provide open-ended contract, but after maybe something happened that they should had to change it to 1-year contract. It's no.
Right. It's a decision that every business makes. But let me ask you, for my viewers, they're worried that because your open-ended contracts are on the more expensive side, 375 1 per terahash. Are you going to say, okay, we're going to change those contracts, and we're going to say, okay, those open-ended contracts that you paid a lot of money for are now going to be just 1-year contracts? They're afraid of the whole Hashflare scenario, buying an open-ended and then you're changing it retroactively, you know, at your whim. So can you address that maybe?
So the answer is very easy. When you, for example, in market, you have a price which company pays to buy equipment, GPU cards or ASIC miners.
Correct.
In case when pricing of Bitcoin going up and probability of contracts also become higher, so companies like manufacturer of ASIC miners, I mean Canaan, Bitmain, etc., they're making price higher.
Right.
So that's why, logically thinking, the company which also selling cloud mining contracts, it's logical that their pricing going up. So the same we did, because 2 months ago or 3 months ago, now it's more expensive. Not because we want to earn more, because we buying equipment for more expensive price.
Right.
So, and every country, company has its own idea and business model. So in case of 1 year contract, so the business model is, I'm not actually selling, I'm, renting ASIC miner to somebody, to client for 1 year. During 1 year, I don't earn anything on it. I'm doing it like for cost. And after 1 year, I just, resell this hash power or just sell this like equipment to some another companies.
I see.
So the yes of contracts, it's that I'm buying ASIC miner and I'm actually selling this ASIC miner to client and I'm doing hosting of it.
Right.
And I'm making profit like company on margin of reselling it, or I'm making profit on maintenance fee.
Right.
So actually, if you check our website, our open-ended, they're more expensive than 1 year contract, and it's our business model. So our client decide he would like to pay more but have open-ended.
Okay.
Or to pay less but have 1 year contract. And actually, all clients need to do their own decision and need to calculate risk, because very often, for example, let's make the situation, I'm buying 1 year contract, and after 8 months or 5 months I have return. 5 months more I have profit, and after this contract stop to work. Okay, for me it's fine. I make my profit, return of investment, I earn something more. Okay, it's working well. After 1 year, okay, CCG, just take my ASIC, do whatever you want. In case of cloud, open-ended contract, it also could be a possibility that client buy open-ended contract. The process of mining, for example, it's going through 10 months, and after 10 months, open-ended contracts stop to be profitable. It's very possible, because if some new company created, for example, 8 nanometers ASICs, these chips, it's very possible that difficulty of
the mining difficulty
Bitcoin will go up so rapidly.
So what you're saying, Michael,
or
is that,
price.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that even if you're buying an open-ended contract,
the price of Bitcoin can went up.
Right. So even if you're buying an open-ended contract, you still can lose some money because of the difficulty in the Bitcoin mining, and a lot of things that maybe the Bitcoin price is not going high, it's going low. Right now, we're struggling with the price right now around...
Actually, we need to know that, for example, we are doing business, and we know that business is a risk. So, and in case clients buying contracts, they need to know there is some kind of risk.
Exactly.
Of course, if get of cryptocurrencies will.
Let me change.
If market of cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
No. I just want to change gears. In a similar, you're telling me the truth here about a real cloud mining company. There's a lot of scams out there. Can you tell me in your own words how to tell or spot the difference between, like, say, a scam like cloud mining company, and there's lots of them out there, and an actual legitimate cloud mining operation? In your opinion, what are the telltale signs, of a scam cloud mining operation? What are your thoughts on that, Michael?
You mean who can check website is scam and what website real cloud mining company?
Yeah. Like, how can you know if, like, the hash power you're buying is not actually some kind of a Ponzi scheme where they're taking new money and just paying their old clients? That's very common. There was a couple of websites that scammed out recently called Space Mining, and then there was not Hashflare, but a company called Hash Zone. They were up for about a month or two, and then they collapsed. And they were obviously Bitcoin Ponzi scams. But people thought, because there's so many new people in this space, that these were cloud mining companies. And on my videos, I'd say, no, these are not legitimate companies, because they're paying you 10% a day. That doesn't make any sense. So.
Actually, I think, according to Ponzi scams, how they want to attract people to some scam.
Yeah.
So usually what scammers are using, they're using like Forex ideas or Bitcoin ideas or cloud mining ideas, because actually everybody knows that it's very easy to earn money on Bitcoin or cloud mining. So for them, cloud mining is quite good idea to make shadow on their companies. So how to see the difference? Actually, I think you just need to deep analyze of this company, how this company are working, how long. For example, there is a market of equipment of Bitcoin, and nowadays, the prices, like actually our prices or Hashflyer or Genesis Mining or Hashnest, it's like market prices. So, and if you go to some new website and you check that this website exists like 2 months, and you check after that the prices in this new company is 2 times less cheaper than in another cloud mining company.
So if the prices are like, for example, if the prices are half the price of, say, CCG Mining or Hashflare, it's probably a scam. If you're buying a terahash of mining power at $100, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it's like the good example is like Bitmain. Bitmain is selling, for example, ASIC miner for $2,700 or $2,000, and they're out of stock. Or if you are buying, you need to wait 2 months. And after what you are doing, you go into Instagram or you check in Google, and there is some company which selling the Bitmain ASICs, and they're selling it for $1,500, and they have it on stock, and they will ship you it even tomorrow. So so this is a scam. So
if there really was no Bitmain, or there was no Antminers available, anything on the market would be double. If you're going to buy it for $2,000 from Bitmain, actually $4,000 on Amazon or wherever you're going to pick it up. So
it's working like this, because you should know that, like, every day, some new people write into our company and asking, hey, can you resell me ASIC miners? Can you resell me GPU miners? Because, it's crazy market, and there is a big fishes who want to buy like thousands of GPU.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's the gaming industry is really hurting. I'm not a gamer, but all those GPUs are being bought up by miners left and right in the States and everywhere. So you go into a store, you go into a big computer warehouse, and all their GPU miners are bought up. So graphics cards. I mean, the graphics cards is a real shortage here. So
and if you see some new offer in internet that these prices are two times cheaper than in some store, for sure it scams.
Right, exactly. Let me ask you about Samsung. They made the announcement a few weeks ago. I'm not sure when, maybe 3 weeks ago, that Samsung is going to be now producing chips for ASIC mining. Is that an exciting thing for a cloud mining company like you to know that another, like Samsung, huge manufacturer of chips, is going to actually make chips specifically for mining? Is that something good, or is that a bad thing in your opinion?
This information, I'd say, and this could be a good thing and a bad thing, because you need to know that actually it could be also a gossip, so it's very difficult to check it, because
it's true.
Actually, for example, there are like few leaders of ASIC chips industry.
Right.
And according to Bitcoin, it like Bitmain,
Bitfury,
and
yeah.
they're using they're using 60 nanometers technology.
Right.
You know, nowadays there is only 4 foundries worldwide which are using and producing 16 nanometer technology. Only 4, because to build a factory which will be able to produce 16 nanometer chips, you need like 3 years, and you need to invest like $30 billion.
Wow.
So it's a big investment. And if you check in these foundries, they don't have any kind of open window to take some new production.
Right.
So how it's working?
So this might be right.
A big demand on. My idea is, Samsung like to build a factory or foundry where Samsung will produce 8 nanometer ASIC. For sure, it will change Bitcoin industry. It's for sure. But we need to calculate which kind of investment they need to do to build these foundries. How long it will take for Samsung to build this foundry, how long it will take to make ASIC chip for SHA 256, because you need a time this ASIC chip to this algorithm, and it's maybe 6 months at least. And after, you need to check if this technology is competitive, because for example, the cost of 60 nanometer chip could be like $3.5. And so ASIC miner for 13 terahash, you 1.5 kilowatt. So if you have 8 nanometers technology, for sure it will be less energy
consumption. Energy consumption, less electricity.
It will use less electricity, but maybe only 2 times.
Oh.
And maybe it will be faster 1.3 time. So you use energy time less, you have power 30% more, but the price of this chip could be like 5 times more expensive.
Yeah, so if it's too expensive, even though it might be using less electricity, if it's too expensive, it wouldn't make any sense to buy as a large purchaser of mining equipment. It's better to use the old equipment if the new equipment is too expensive. Yeah.
Truly speaking, nobody knows, because actually there is one manufacturer of Bitcoin ASICs, and actually we are building it in 22 nanometer technology. But when this Bitcoin went up it was like $17,000. They're still selling their 22 nanometers technology, and it was working fine because the price of Bitcoin was so high. So, and very possible that if Bitcoin went down more, there will not be any sense to use 8 nanometer technology.
Yeah, it's like the analogy is when the oil prices are really expensive in America, it makes economic sense to produce shale oil. It's very expensive, but when the price of oil is very high, then it makes economic sense. But when the price of oil is low, like now, it doesn't really make sense to go through the extra effort of pumping out shale oil out of Canada and the United States. So yeah, I get the analogy about the machinery. What do you think of all of these different cloud mining companies that are popping up and that want everyone else to foot the bill, to basically, they want large amounts of money from investors, and they have no product. They actually, like in the case of Ice Rock Mining, they had a video and they only had one stand of miners. And they say, well, this whole cave is going to be filled with mining equipment. I mean, how do I know that they're actually going to fulfill that project? So there's a bit of a risk factor in dealing with a lot of these new operations, you know. So, I'm not. Yeah.
Truly speaking, I'm not able to. Actually, I know this project, Ice Rock Mining. I know, like, I was checking it in the internet.
Right.
And I think I will not comment it at all, because if I will comment another project, it will be not professional,
You're right. You're right, Michael. I was just kind of like talking off the top of my
head.
I
cannot tell anything about Genesis Mining or Hashflyer or Hashnest, because guys, we are not competitors, because it's like a big market, but still we are competitors. So
of course.
Some another ICO projects, there is only one advice.
Right.
Every client need to make his own opinion about some project, and they need to check it carefully. But I will tell you one thing: we all the time need to check a technology which are on background of some ICO. Let me do an example.
Okay.
For example, there are like maybe, I don't know about US, but in Europe, we have this wind machines.
Wind turbines.
Wind turbines which are producing eco energy. So a lot of ICO are trying this idea. Okay, we are friendly. We are using hydro energy. We are using this wind turbines, etc., etc.
Right.
So the answer, if somebody is reliable or not, is that just check how much energy are producing one wind turbines. Just check it.
Okay.
And you will know how many ASICs or GPU miners you are able to connect next to one wind turbines.
Right.
Check the pricing of electricity in Europe if somebody is using these wind turbines. The answer is very easy. In Poland and in Europe, government give money into wind turbines to make it profitable.
Right.
If you know that, for example, in Poland, we have a tax to electricity cost.
Right.
It's called green certificate. So all people which are using electricity, they are paying for electricity higher, because in electricity cost there is a % of green certificate, and all this money from green certificate going for donation for these wind turbines. So to use wind turbines is not profitable to make mining, because in case of mining, the whole idea is to buy electricity as cheap as it possible.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, to be eco, it's a good idea. It's trendy.
Yeah.
But for example, this photovoltaic panels for solar energy, they're not so developing yet, and they're so much expensive that there is no sense to use it in mining. Maybe you can use it in blockchain industry. Blockchain is okay, because blockchain and mining is different industries, but mining, we are using a lot of electricity, a lot, and we are producing a lot of heat. So when you see some new project and they say, okay, we are a new cloud mining company and we have our mining farms or data center in South Africa, in Australia, Israel. Hey, ask a question. Hey, how you are doing it in Israel or in Australia, where you have a lot of heat?
Oh, especially in the summer, very hot there.
Or where the price of electricity is very expensive.
Let me ask you, Poland, what is the current price of electricity? Is it compared to the rest of Europe, or is it expensive or not expensive electricity?
Actually, you should know that almost the whole prices in all Europe almost the same for electricity.
Right.
But different countries, they have different taxes.
I see.
And they have different distribution prices.
Right.
So in case when you are like private consumer and you are buying electricity, the price for this electricity are higher because you are paying higher distribution costs.
Right.
In case if you are like business consumer, and for example your place situated next to some electricity facility,
right,
or you have your own transformators in your warehouse.
Right.
In this case, you can pay less money for electricity. So,
right.
As for our company, we have better contracts because we are using. We use a lot of
electricity. So you're getting what they call here a volume discount. You're buying a lot of electricity and you're getting a lower price. Yeah, that's what I figured.
We have also our transformators. So it's different contracts.
Wow.
So the one thing we are not happy in Poland is actually the temperature, because for sure there is some countries like Sweden, Norwegia, or even Estonia. The year average temperature is much more less than in.
Yeah, I think Poland is similar to, like, say, where I'm from in New York State. You have you can have very cold winters, but also very hot summers.
It's up to summer. It's up to 25. So
okay, not bad.
So the answer is, in our case, we are just renting bigger places, bigger warehouses, and we are doing gravitation cooling. So
gravitation cooling? Can you explain that? I'm not familiar with that term, gravitation
cooling.
So
it means that, like, in case of roof, we're trying to get as high warehouse as possible.
Oh, very high ceilings on the roof. Okay.
Yeah. So actually, all heat from equipment is going up.
Hot air rises to the top, of course. Yeah,
it rises to the top, and after we have just cooling systems there, just taking this hot air outside.
I see. So they take the hot air and they blow it out the roof, basically. Right. Very good. Now, what other than Poland, Michael? What other countries does CCG Mining operate in? I know on the website you had a couple of different maps. I think it was like maybe Germany, not Germany. It was a few other Eastern European countries.
Actually, we have here in Poland, we have data center in Gdańsk and Warsaw.
Right. Okay.
And we are working now to make a new data center for 3,000 square meters.
Oh, okay, nice.
In Częstochowa, and we have very good electricity contracts.
Where's Częstochowa? Where is that? What is it?
Częstochowa, it's like 2.5 hours from Warsaw.
Oh, okay. So it's still in Poland. It's in Poland, right? Or is that Poland?
Yeah, it's in Poland.
Okay.
It's in Poland. It's like industrial city.
Okay.
So we have very good conditions for make a data center over there, because pricing for everything is cheaper there. Right. For electricity, for renting, etc., etc.
Right.
And actually, we have quite big partners from Latvia, from Russia, from Ukraine, from Austria, from Czech Republic. And we are doing private operating, so it means that they have their own equipment, and we are doing operation of their mining rigs or ASIC miners, and we have our representative office over there. So we are, if somebody wants to go and to meet with our representatives over this country, can do it.
So basically, the other countries, like you mentioned, in Russia and Austria and elsewhere, they're affiliates of CCG Mining. You don't necessarily own the properties in those other countries. Is that correct?
No, yeah, it's correct.
Okay.
Actually, all data centers we have in Poland.
Okay, very good.
And it's all operating here, but
Right.
you know, like our business structure, it's also in different countries.
Right. I noticed that a lot of your staff, you're international. When I say international, I mean Eastern Europe. You have a lot of Russians and Polish and all that. So, like Victoria, she's from Russia, correct? Or is she from Poland? I'm not sure. I can't always tell by the last name. So,
you can actually ask Victoria about
maybe
this.
No.
We can do interview with Victoria also.
You know, we have a lot of, in this country, in America, we have a lot of anti-Russian sentiment here. And there's a lot of people on YouTube that think that CCG Mining is a Russian front for the KGB. It's, there's a lot of crazy people I deal with. And I have to hear all this crazy stuff all the time. So, I just want to let you know that I'm doing my best to present that you're a real company in Poland, and not Moscow.
It's very funny because sometimes we try to be as distant as possible to not to read all this gossips in internet or YouTube channels,
right?
Because if we will do like this, we'll get crazy because all people, they have total different ideas, but sometimes it's very funny to go into some YouTube channel and I got some information that that I'm paid actor or like
the problem, I'm like you're a paid actor,
like I'm like model, or that I heard also that Victoria, she's also like model, so it's. But you are a first to tell me that we are a branch of KGB. So
well, no, the KGB doesn't exist anymore. The FSB, and I'm just telling you, these are the stuff that people tell me privately. The thing is, on YouTube, there's a comment section called "Held for Review" that is not public, and I have the most insane comments that are held for review, and then the spam that never see the public. So I have to review all that.
Okay, I will try to ask for my salary at FSB, maybe. It will work.
Oh my goodness, this has been really fun, Michael. I have just a few more questions before I wrap it up. I'm losing my train of thought here. Let me just read my notes here. Oh yes, my viewers are going to kill me if I don't ask this. Ethereum, it's going to it seems like it's moving towards the proof of stake rather than proof of work. I don't like proof of stake. I like actually proof of work. I don't want to trust any stakeholders. Let's put it like that. I like the whole proof of work concept. But if that's where Ethereum is moving, where does that leave everybody that has an Ethereum contract with CCG Mining? Moving it to a different script, maybe? I don't know.
Actually, even 2 years ago, Vitaly was saying that he will change this proof of work to proof of stake. So it's already 2 years, and it's all the time, okay, we will change it. And now he's also telling like this. We don't know when he will do it, but we need to know also that Ethereum is so popular also because of miners.
Yeah.
A lot of people doing mining of Ethereum. That's why Ethereum is popular, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
If some currency is more profitable on mining, so all people are mining this cryptocurrency and they're talking about it. But the answer is very easy. If he will change method of proof, so we'll just use another cryptocurrency for mining, which will use the same type of crypto contract.
Okay.
So I mean, like in case of Bitcoin, it's
ASIC,
250
SHA.
Okay, we can use Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin doesn't exist, we can mine
use the miner. It'll go to another.
The same with Ethereum. We can do Ethereum Classic, so there is no problem.
I think big people were more worried about, well, am I going to lose my money if if the middle of 2018 there's no more mining of Ethereum, and that's kind of where people were coming from. Like, why should I buy an Ethereum contract now if it's going to go proof of stake by the end of 2018? And I don't think anybody really knows the answer to that question, because it hasn't moved to proof of stake yet, you know. So I don't know.
When they're buying contracts for 2 years.
Yeah.
And if Ethereum will, like, you know, change, we'll find just another type of cryptocurrency using the same methodology.
So people really shouldn't necessarily worry if they really want to get some Ethereum mining good now, and a year comes from now, you're just going to switch the script. You'll still make money, but with a different coin or a different currency. Okay. One more thing. There's a lot of people asking also about, does CCG Mining have a reinvestment option? I'm wondering if you were going to work on something like Hashflare. Obviously, they have the reinvest mining option. What are the pros and cons to that? Do you think that is something good for your company or bad for your company to implement a reinvest function on your back
Actually
end?
we are working on it, like our tech crew,
right?
But it depends when they will write program the script algorithm and make all tests to make it work well,
right?
And you need also to remember that there are a big security reasons.
Exactly.
With cryptocurrency, because when we're doing some programming stuff at our website, we are trying to double check everything.
Yeah.
Not to lose money of our company, of our clients, etc., etc.
You don't want something like NiceHash. What happened to NiceHash, where they got hacked and then lost millions and millions of dollars. That's a real possibility when you have a hot wallet online.
Yeah, it's very possible. It's for example, even with SQL database, if somebody will be able to make SQL database injection, he will be able to
SQL injection. True.
Yeah, change some value of balance of some wallet, or he will be able to change actually the wallet ID of different
right.
So we are working on it. It's not like our primary idea what we would like to do as soon as possible, but it's on our mind.
Well, take your time. I'd rather you take longer and make it bulletproof, meaning it's not going to get hacked, than to throw something out there quickly and then and you're going to get hacked. That wouldn't be a good idea. That brings me to the question of the once a month payout. Now, this week, I believe, is the 15th, Friday or Thursday. I'm not sure. That means that you guys are going to be paying everybody. Can you explain the process, how that works, and why it's only once a month as opposed to once a week or once a day?
The same reason, as for now. All users are putting their Bitcoin address during checkout process. So when one time per month we are collecting all this information from our database, we are checking balances, and we're making payouts.
Right.
Actually, as for now, I think this function should be realized even maybe in few days. People will be able to change their wallets online, and they will be able to make automatic withdrawal.
Very nice.
We already wrote some algorithm which will check if this withdrawal process, if account is not hacked,
right,
etc., etc. So we're already programming it. So I think in
that's
this
good.
month,
this
month, I think it's the last month. I would like to think like this, when it will be doing one time per month. But after, user will be able to make it by himself.
That's going to be really exciting for a lot of customers. So without giving away any any secrets. Obviously, we don't want anything. Now, the process, the Bitcoin and all the money is stored offline, correct? Until the 15th. Is that how that works? You have a separate hardware wallet that is not accessible, or is that somewhere in a hot wallet somewhere?
We have and hot wallets, and we have cold wallets. So
right, cold wallets, yeah, cold storage, like right, like a Trezor wallet, or one of those Trezor Nanos, or I guess what's the other one that people use? It's like two main cold wallets that are popular. The Ledger Nano, yeah, the Ledger, I think.
Ledger, yeah. Trezor, but for sure, when you're doing mining,
right,
this mining should go onto some hot wallets. It means something which is online, but after when you transfer it and you just want to make a storage,
right,
you can do it on cold wallet. Yeah.
So you guys have security protocols so that people are not gonna hack your stuff, hack your coins. So
we hope so.
I hope so. Yeah.
We're doing all our best.
The problem is there's so much hacking going on lately. It's crazy. Yeah.
The cold storage is the best solution.
Yeah. I would recommend that. If everyone has a lot of money in coins, cryptocurrencies, you got to get a cold storage wallet. It's the only way to really prevent your theft of your currencies. So. Wow, this was really excellent. I'm just going through my questionnaires here. I'm just looking here. I wrote too many questions. Obviously, some of them weren't needing to be answered, and I think you covered them. Oh, one more thing, because people, I know I keep saying one more thing. You're a Polish company, but you're registered in London. Explain how that is nothing wrong with that completely. How does that work in Europe? Why do people in Europe register in London? What is the advantages of that, in your opinion, rather than Poland, for example?
Actually, it's like when you're doing business structure, according to some tax ideas or, some representative ideas, you can register a company in every country in United Europe. So actually, we have a company in UK and we have companies in Poland. Right. So it's just concept of.
There's nothing wrong with. I don't think there's anything wrong. I keep telling people, well, look at Genesis Mining. They're also a subsidiary of a Hong Kong company. I believe Hashflare has some kind of connection to Scotland. With their payments.
Yeah, it's LP in Scotland, an operation company in Estonia, right? And so the same with Genesis Mining. It's Hong Kong and I think Iceland.
And Iceland, right? It's a joint venture.
It's only idea of business structure of company.
And there's a lot of tax advantages to that too, because I know in England they have a lower corporate tax rate. So and at the end of the day, we all want to save money, right? And if your home country, you're going to pay so much taxes, there's less profits.
Different countries they have different ideas about taxation. For example, in some countries you don't pay even in Estonia you don't pay tax for profit of company.
Really?
Yeah, you just pay when you take this profit, so you pay tax. But during when this money going into capitalization of net value of company, so you're not paying tax. So it's all connected with business ideas of owners of CEO, how they want to know.
Right.
company.
I think these issues only arise from people that aren't in business and are just looking at this and they're trying to say, oh, look, as a proof of a scam, company A is registered in country B. Why aren't they registered in the same country? This is international business, and I think people don't understand that. And so I tell people this is nothing. There's no scam involved. The fact that CCG Mining is registered in London, or England, that's a non-issue. So
actually, the answer is when somebody is trying to find scam in some company, for sure he will do it.
Yeah.
For example, it was a message that it was like mistake at our website when one of mining rig had a different type of processor CPU than it should be. So I heard some opinions. Oh, you're a scam because the type of processor of this mining ring is not correct. And I say, okay, if you check video, you check company, you check SSL, you check everything, and you say, okay, you are scam because you have mistake on your website. What can I say?
Yeah.
So a lot of people write in, prove me that you are not scam. And actually, our business model is that we are selling contracts, mining contracts. Our business model is not that we are proving to everybody that we are not scam. But yeah, you're right. There are a lot of scam companies before. They still exist, and it will be in future. So people are afraid.
Right.
But we are not able to become crazy because if we will see scam everywhere,
right,
we will not be able to trust anybody.
Right, exactly. And I think because of England has a lot of companies registered there, they just happen to have so many companies. It seems like it's a go-to place for both legitimate businesses like CCG Mining, but also illegitimate businesses. So I think when you see a company that's registered in England, it's not a problem. But I think if their domain name is registered privately to Panama, there's a red flag there. So there's a couple of things that I look for in a business when I'm investigating, private domain registrations, which you don't have, which is a great thing. I think any business in this space that wants to project legitimacy, never have a private domain. Why? What are you hiding, right? Why?
Actually,
private registration, right?
As for me, if somebody would like to make a scam, there is no any kind of difficulty to go to buy company, even in US, in Denmark, in Belgium, or Germany. What is different?
Yeah.
So it's
exactly. Yeah.
For sure, if you are checking company, it's a new company, it's a private domain. There is no company registered. There is no people online. Yeah, you can have questions, but if you have checklist, and on this checklist, on 50 questions, like 45 is correct, it's not scam, and you have 5 that are saying probably it's scam. So you need to think logically.
Right, exactly. And sometimes, if a company passes most of my checklists, and if there's one thing that's not right, it's usually not. I don't usually make an issue of it. I mean, there are legitimate reasons why a company wants to have a private domain registration. They don't want their owners known for some reason, and they could be operating in a country where they don't want their own government to know what they're doing. Maybe they're in China. Maybe their cloud mining is being shut down there.
Or maybe they doesn't want that somebody will write them on Facebook.
Exactly, Michael. Oh boy, listen, I think our time is kind of coming to a close. I look at the window behind you and it's dark. It's like 5 o'clock now. My day is kind of like in the beginning here. It's like 11. What time is it actually? I got 11 o'clock here. 11:30. Oh boy. So, so I'm gonna probably produce this video, and it's just gonna be the interview. No edits. I mean, I think that it's good, just like the way it is. If it's okay with you, I'm gonna upload it later, and my viewers are gonna like it. The people that are actually gonna watch this video are people that are already invested in CCG Mining based on my previous video from last month. And I'm pretty sure they'll be happy to watch this as at least as a verification and proof that Michael's a real person. He's not an actor. The whole staff are real people. You have a real company. And like any business, you have to make money. So, and we're all making money together. So that's the end of the day. If we all make profits, we're happy. So
for sure.
I
hope this. It was that you're people from your profile of YouTube will like this interview.
I think so. I have an international audience. Only about 40% of my viewers are American. The rest is the global. So I have a global audience. So I have a lot of my own folks here in this country. We're a bunch of conspiracy theory nuts. So they're probably laughing when I say that, conspiracy theory nuts, because I've had lots of arguments on Twitter and my private, back and forth on my YouTube comments, You know, so it is what it is. People, at the end of the day, you believe what you want to believe. I'm producing the evidence here. I'm going to the hard work of putting this interview together. And if somebody still doesn't believe that you're a real person and this is a real company, that's on them, not me. So,
okay.
All right, Michael, you take care and tell everybody I said hi. Tell Victoria thank you for setting everything up. Really appreciate that. All right. Take care.
Thank you a lot. Have a nice day.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So, did you enjoy the interview with CCG Mining's CEO, Michael? I sure did. I learned a whole lot about their operations and that they are a pretty transparent company. And I'm also learned about their one-year contracts, and you can find it on their pricing page under Cloud Mining Contracts. And if you look at their new one-year contracts, they're around the same price as Hashflare. Also, their open-ended contracts have not ended. So in case you've heard that they're no longer offering open-ended contracts, that is completely false. They still have their open-ended contracts at 359 per terahash, and their one-year custom plan for one-year plans are $214.99 per terahash. Quite a difference in price, but obviously the cheaper prices are for those one-year contracts, and then the more expensive ones are for those multi-year contracts. So if you like this video, please click the like button. If you're not a subscriber to CryptoRobert, please click the subscribe button so you'll never miss one of these videos. That's all for now. I'll see you on my next video. Take care, everybody.